Hello everybody, I don't know if I'm happy or sad to make this video. I'm coming to the end of my 4-month backpacking trip across Europe, and for 3 months of my trip I used the Interrail Pass, which just basically gave me access to Europe's fantastic rail service. And today I want to show you how to use it, because honestly when I was looking up things I was a little bit confused. So basically whether you're using the Interrail or the Eurail, they're basically the exact same system, just Interrail is for those who are from Europe and then Eurail is for anyone international who wants to use the rail system. You use the exact same app, and that app is called Rail Planner. So basically in this video I'm going to screen share my mobile phone and I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to use the app, because it can be pretty confusing when it is your first time using it. So anyway, let's kick in with the video. So basically there are 5 different sections of the app. There's the planner, stations, my trip, my pass, and the more button. I'm going to walk you through these 5 sections and how you use it and what their uses are while you're interrailing across Europe. So the first one is the planner. Again, I will share this on the screen so that it's a lot easier to follow along with. So the planner basically allows you to pick what destination you're going to go to next. So for example, I am currently in Annecy, France, and my next stop is Paris. So for that I've popped in Annecy that I'm leaving from, and then Paris is the destination I'm going to, and then I have selected my date as the 22nd of August at 7 AM. So just to kind of give myself a reference on how many different times that I have. I'm going to hit that search button, and then it brings up all the different trains that I possibly can get. If you notice here, all the trains are saying that you need to reserve a reservation. That is something I realized that you don't actually always have to do, and that the Interrail Pass will show you a reservation option, but you can go into the options in the right hand corner there and then filter it to have no reservation, seat reservation needed. Hit that update button, and then the Interrail app will refresh and show you alternative ways to get to your destination without having to pay anything at all. I wish I knew this a lot sooner, because during Italy I paid for all the reservations and then quickly learned that I didn't need to do that. So basically if I'm willing to spend 7 hours and 30 minutes getting to France or to Paris, which I am, I can get a train at 9 o'clock to Lyon, and then I have a 10-minute transfer to Lyon to Paris. Now 10 minutes on European trains is not ideal because they can be delayed basically all the time. So what you're going to want to do is go back into that option button, and then you're going to filter the transfer time, which is normally 5 minutes, and you're going to filter that all the way to 30 minutes, and then hit the update button and see what options Interrail gives you. So as you can see there, I now have 9 o'clock to 6:30. If I click into that, it's still bringing me to Annecy to Lyon, and then it is saying transfer by public transport, but usually you can walk in between the 2 stations. They're usually right beside each other, but obviously double check that. And then it's giving me 30 minutes to get in between both stations, which is a lot more time and ideal, exactly what you're looking for. So once I'm happy with that journey, I'm going to hit save journey down in the bottom, and then that's going to be saved to your planner. The station section right beside the planner, I'm not 100% sure what that's used for, and I have never used it on my trip, so I think it's kind of just, it's not necessary. I don't think you need to know what it does. If you do know what it does, please comment down below, because it's always useful to know. But if you head on to my trip, which is the middle button section, and then you're going to hop onto your planner, scroll all the way down, and you're going to see that train that you just saved onto your journey, which is Annecy to Paris. You're going to hit that little QR code or that little slider over on the right hand corner to turn it on. So that means that you've now activated that pass and you now have that as a train ticket. So now we're going to head to the My Pass section, and it's going to open your global pass. You're going to hit show ticket. It is not going to allow me to show you what it looks like here on the screen recording because it blurs it out, but basically it shows a QR code, and that is your ticket to get onto the train. My best advice that I can give you is screenshot that ticket as soon as you get it, because the app can be quite finicky and sometimes it just doesn't work, and the train conductor comes around, asks for your ticket, and you're sitting there going, I can't activate it, or I can't get it on my screen, and you know, that's not ideal. So my advice is screenshot both the QR code and then the information, the whole page that it displays. Have a screenshot of it, and then that's all you really need, because they scan it, the information comes up and they go, yeah, you're good to go. So that's my tips and advice. Let's go back to the planner, okay? So say you were not willing to travel for 7 hours and 30 minutes and you want to get that high-speed train that has a reservation. So we're going to go back into the planner, we're going to get rid of the reservation required, and we're going to hit that update button. So now we have an option for 9:30 to 1 o'clock. It's a 3-hour and 40-minute train, so significantly less. I'm going to change the date back to the 22nd just because I can't get reservations at the moment. So you can see from that it's either €12, 29, 12, 12, 12. So I'm going to hit the 9:30 one, and then it says seat reservation required. So if you just put the down arrow, it's going to say how do I book and when do I book. So I'm going to click that, and then it redirects you to the Interrail website. So you're going to say yes, you're going to ask to redirect. So once it brings you to the Interrail website, you're going to search it again like you did on the app, and it's going to prompt you to log in. And then once you have logged in, it should give you the option to tick your Interrail information, hit done, and then you will be shown the options you have to reserve that train. So the 9:30 to the 1:13 train to Paris is actually sold out at this moment in time. Good thing I checked this and did this video. So I'm gonna go for the 10:51 to the 3 o'clock train. I'm gonna hit on that. It's gonna bring it up, and then it is now saying that the reservation is €22. So you're gonna tap that, you're gonna add it to your cart, view your cart, and then hit the checkout button. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm actually just going to use the free service. It's going to take me 7 hours to get to Paris, but I actually quite enjoy the days just sitting on the train and, you know, just relaxing, listening to music, getting some work done, admiring the beautiful views. So it's really up to you. Like, if you want to pay extra for the train reservations, that option is there, and you can do it kind of within the app. It would be great if Interrail brought it all inside the app. You have to go to their website, but it is an option to do. I will say, if you are going to reserve trains, it is cheaper to do it at the train station itself. You still get the Interrail discount, but you just don't have like admin fees. So that's also an option that you can pop into the train station and ask them to reserve the ticket for you. Sometimes if you don't do it, I think it's 24 hours in advance, Interrail will not allow you to do it online, and you do have to go to the train stations. The queues can be insanely long in the train station, so just have that prepared if you have forgot to reserve your seat ticket. And yeah, sometimes they're sold out. So I always try to find free alternatives because I don't want to pay any extra money for transport, since I have paid a fair amount for this trip already so far. The more button on your Interrail Pass is a section that people do not use on the app, and they really should, especially this little section here that says benefits. So if you click into the benefits, it's going to tell you all the different types of discounts that you can get with your Interrail Pass. I found this so helpful, particularly Get Your Guide. I've used Get Your Guide for my whole trip. You get 10% off. So for example, going to Disneyland, which I'm going to do in Paris, it costs €120 on the Disney website for a 1-day ticket. Get Your Guide was selling them for 90. I get 10% off that, so that's taking €9 away. Major savings, major discount, 100% worth checking out these discounts that you can get. Also in Switzerland, we got discounts on nearly every single gondola that we hopped on, which was amazing, and you know, just so good to see. So definitely have a browse and check out those benefits, because to be honest, it's worth it, especially when you're on a backpacker budget. Another section of the app that I want to talk about is the map function. This is probably a part of the app that you might not necessarily find, but it is so valuable and it just became so handy for me throughout my trip. So to find the map section, you're going to go back to the planner, which is the main area of the app, and then you're going to type in your final destination, and then instead of hitting or typing in where you want to go, hit view on map. So then you're going to zoom in. So let's zoom into Paris. I'm actually just going to send it to where I am right now in Annecy, and say I wanted to go on a day trip from here. I can have a look at all the train stations that are included in the area. So for example, Geneva in Switzerland is a very popular place to go, so I could have a look and see if I could get a train, tap on that train station. That is not Geneva but Pringy, and I could say, oh, is that a good option to go on a day trip? And it just kind of allows me to explore more with my pass. Another way that this feature is handy is if sometimes the train stations are called something different, or they're called something in their native language, they don't have it translated into English. I found this very common with Austria and Germany, and I couldn't find the train station I was looking for, but it was included in the pass network. It just involved a little bit more research, so the map was obviously handy because I could zoom in exactly to where that was, pick that station, and then, you know, save my journey. So that was really handy. Another map feature that I really like about the Interrail app, and to be honest, it's not that handy of a feature, but it's just kind of a cool one to do, is when you hit to the My Trip button, which is in the middle, you can enter your trip there and then hit view on map. It's gonna zoom out a map of Europe and just show you all the places that you've been so far. I really like that. I like to see kind of the journey that I've taken, and yeah, it just makes me happy to view and just kind of know that this is the fantastic route that I've had around Europe. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, it's not so much about the pass, it's what pass should you get. So Interrail has continuous passes, and then it also has a select amount of number of days between a number of time passes. I've used both. In 2015 I used the one where I had 10 days within a month, and now I'm currently on a continuous pass. If you were to get any pass, I definitely recommend the continuous pass, just because you can use it for day trips and, you know, anytime you please. For example, I used it in Cinque Terre. When I was in Salzburg, I used it for day trips to the Sound of Music Trail. I went to Berchtesgaden National Park. These are all things that add up. The money really does add up with this, and with the continuous pass, it's an extra few euro, but it is worth every single penny, so I do recommend that. I really hope that this video was helpful and that, yeah, you enjoyed it, and I hope you have an amazing time on your Interrail trip. Thank you so much for following along on this journey, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!